Fear of failure, something that plagues nearly everyone, from entrepreneur to artist to just a normal employee. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to overcome your fear of failure. Hey everyone, my name is Dean Soto, and I am here to talk with you about failure and fear, and kind of give you my story of how I for many years was afraid to be successful, and went from normal employee to now running several seven-figure businesses and doing pretty well. So as well as can be said. So all that being said, before we get into it, like this video, subscribe, and we'll get into it. So I started my business back in 2009, and I had one incident that paralyzed me, absolutely paralyzed me. So I wasn't quite sure what my business was going to be at that time. And right now, I'm in the virtual assistant / offshore / what we call VSAs, virtual systems architects. We deal in people that are offshore and so on and so forth. But before all of that, I was trying to figure out, I was like, am I going to do IT? I was working for a large aerospace company doing computer security, and I wasn't sure what I was actually going to do as a business. And so I ended up getting into IT, then web development, then online marketing. And with all of the online marketing and web development and everything like that, I had started to dabble in search engine optimization, SEO, learning how to take your website and be found on Google. And back then it was much easier, right? You didn't have a lot of the stuff that you have now. And so it was a lot easier. So I remember sharing all of that knowledge that I was gaining on my Facebook. I was sharing it on my Facebook page. And all during high school, I had a certain group of friends who were really close. We would go walking pretty much every night around the neighborhood, causing havoc, having fun, and enjoying. And this one guy in particular, we were pretty dang close. He was younger than me, but I always had a great respect for him. He was very straight and to the point when it came to certain things, except for, we were really close friends, and I never thought that something like this would happen, right? So what happened was I started sharing all this stuff on my Facebook page, and as I was getting people who were like, yeah, this is great, some of it, and great, I love this, thanks, this is super helpful. But at the same time, I had this one individual whom I cared about. He ended up, I don't know if it was DMing me or putting on the post. He ended up saying, hey man, I'm going to unfriend you if you don't stop sounding like a wannabe SEO guy. And that really hit me in the gut so hard. I was so devastated at that point, because I'm thinking, dude, this was my friend. I'm trying to get my business out there, trying to get my name out there. And here I have this guy who I did respect, basically said, dude, I'm going to unfriend you because you just sound like a wannabe SEO guy. Didn't say, hey, what's up? Why are you doing all this? And, tell me about all this stuff. And then saying, oh, I see why you're doing that. That's great. No, he just said that. That's it. That's all. And that was back in, I want to say like 2010 or 2011. And from that point on, I stopped sharing my knowledge with people. All the way up until a few years ago, I was paralyzed. I was paralyzed that once again, I was going to, if I started sharing what I'm doing, sharing my experience, sharing how I built a business from pretty much making only $100 for the year, all the way up to multiple seven figures at, multiple times, right? And so it was super rough. It was something that I did not expect and really took me for a loop, because for me, I very much empathize with other people. And so for me to have that happen was really, really hard for me. Fast forward to now, that same person is working a normal 9-to-5 job. Granted, I'm sure he's having a great time. I'm sure he's enjoying, but the success that had I not let that affect me, had I seen that was something that was a test, which we'll talk about in just a second, that was just a test. Are you serious? Are you serious? Because if you are serious about success, if you're serious about moving forward to the next phase, God's going to test you. God's going to make absolutely certain that, yes, God, you are meant to do this. Okay. Well, fast forward to today, he has his 9-to-5 job. I have Prosulum and other things going on, and it's awesome, right? Living in my dream home with 9 kids, a beautiful wife, and we are crushing it, right? And I get to share this with you. I get to share all this stuff happening with you. But that one fear of failure, that one punch to the gut took away years. Had I not learned faster what I'm about to share with you, I think I would still be in that moment, okay? So Jim Rohn, which I've mentioned before, Jim Rohn, if you haven't heard of him, which I'm sure you have, Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N. He has a thing that says that everything is risky. It's all risk. If you do nothing, you risk getting nothing, right? You're probably going to get nothing. If you try, even with the mockers, the risk of not getting mocked, in my mind, is far greater than not doing something just so that you don't get mocked. And this actually started to come forth when I was working with the Online Empire Academy. I was doing the Online Empire Academy stuff, teaching people how to drop ship, teaching people how to sell on Amazon. I was working with my cousin at the time. We set up the Online Empire Academy, and we started teaching people how to sell on Amazon. And through that, we had so many success stories, people who are still crushing it today selling on Amazon, simply because they took our courses and learned how to do it originally. It was so cool. It is so awesome to still see that happening. But at the same time, while that success was happening, we would have mockers. You're a scam artist. This doesn't work. I tried it. I tried selling on Amazon. It doesn't work. You're a cheat. Give me a refund. During that time, it was right around 2014, I had left my job. I had no choice but to continue going, even with the mockers, and it hurt every single time. Every single time it hurt. Every single time. There was no choice but to push forward, even with those people saying what they were saying. And I learned that no matter who you are, not a single person. Go and look at your favorite recording artist, your favorite musician. Go and look. Well, you're not going to be able to do it now because YouTube took it off, but maybe go to another site or maybe SoundCloud or something like that. Look at the thumbs up versus the thumbs down. Look at the comments. You're going to see that even the most popular, even the most talented, even the most loved individuals out there in the world have haters and have mockers. Well, they are always there. You can push through that. Failure gives you data. Failure tells you whether or not you are meant to continue going the way you're going. And if you just have mockers, let's say you have mockers, if you just have people who are yelling at you or just, telling you suck, But you also have a ton of people, or you also have people paying you. You have people saying you're amazing. You're my favorite artist. You're my favorite this. It is a good indicator that those people are not meant to be in your tribe, right? And it means that you are going in the right direction. Now, if everybody's like, you should try something else. You're not very good. Like literally everybody. And the only person who's saying, oh yeah, you sound great is your mom or your dad. You might want to try something else, but it's data. No matter what, you'll never know until you fail. You'll never know until you fail. Failure is only data. That's literally it. You have to see it that way. And if you're wanting to start doing stand-up, if you get literally 0 laughs the first time and you leave and you go back and maybe the next time you get a few laughs and then you go back and you get more and more and more, that gives you data that you are getting better. But if it's like one after another, that might not be the right spot for you, right? You have to start seeing this, that no matter what, you're going to fail. Even the best, so I do jujitsu, and my professor who runs Halo in Fresno, he even says, I get submitted every day by some of my brown belts and purple belts. He's like, I get submitted every day. It has nothing to do with you. Like, just because you're a black belt doesn't mean you're perfect at all. Because when you're a black belt, you are much better than white belts, but you can still get submitted, right? You can still get choked out. You can still get armbarred. You can still get all that going. But every experience, every failure in that brings about more and more and more knowledge and an increase in skill. So, all that being said, do not fear failure. Failure is simply data. The more that you do it, the better you're going to get at something, or you're going to see that it's not the right fit. Okay, that's it. So that's how I've gotten over my fear. I hope that's helped you to get over your fear of failure. Had I completely stopped, I would not be in the position I am right now, where I can work a 4-hour work week if I wanted to, which I don't want to just do a 4-hour work week, but I could if I want to. In fact, I'm doing some government stuff. I'm going to be talking with some government agencies soon or elected officials and stuff like that to get some things changed over here. I get time to do that. Building a wood shop in my C-Train Connex that just got solar, all that other stuff, right? Having the ability to do that. And on acreage in the middle of California, enjoying a beautiful, beautiful winter. Can't get much better than that for me. That's my dream. This is what I love, right? What do you love? What do you want to do? It took me years to get to this spot. Years of failure. I've definitely failed in front of many, many, many people, but every time I've gotten better at what I do. What is your outcome? When you have that outcome, by the way, sorry, I'm going to end this, I promise. I know it's going long. Visualize your outcome, and who cares if you fail? If it's something that you really want, no matter how much you fail, you're going to get there. The failure is literally it's just like when you learn to walk. You were gonna fall. There's no doubt about it. You're gonna fall and you're gonna get hurt. But was that going to stop you from walking? No, you didn't care. You wanted to walk. You wanted to get to that spot when you were a little baby, right? That's the way you have to see this. This is all a game. Let's go. Don't worry about the failures. Let's go. You can do this. So anyway, this is Dean Soto. Freedom in 5 minutes. I'll catch you later. I gotta go to bed. See ya. Bye.